In late November, Sri Lanka experienced one of its worst natural disasters when Cyclone Ditwah struck, bringing incessant rains, unprecedented floods, and a series of landslides, especially in the island's hill country. We are in Rajatalava in Sri Lanka's Kandy district, which is in the central province. Kandy is the most affected district in terms of recording the highest death toll after Cyclone Ditwah. Several neighborhoods, several localities in the district have experienced severe landslides. In this particular neighborhood in Rajatalava, locals who are currently sheltering at a Buddhist temple nearby tell us that at least 8 people are believed to have been killed in the landslide. 3 bodies have been recovered, and authorities have told them that it is difficult to find the remaining. They are waiting for instructions on moving to safer zones, as the government has advised them against relocating to this area, which is still considered landslide prone. Over 640 people have been reported dead so far, with nearly 200 still missing. India was the first responder, mobilizing its military and medical personnel to support Sri Lanka's rescue efforts across the island, including in remote areas. Several other countries also came forward, backing rescue operations and swiftly channeling humanitarian aid. As the severe impact of the cyclone on communities, homes, public infrastructure, businesses, agriculture, and fisheries continues to unfold, the huge challenge facing the island nation that was just emerging from a crippling economic crisis is increasingly apparent. The United Nations estimates that nearly 2.3 million people, more than half of them women, were living in areas flooded by Cyclone Ditwah. Geospatial analysis from the United Nations Development Programme shows that flood waters from the cyclone inundated more than 1.1 million hectares, almost 20% of the country's land area, causing significant damage to homes, infrastructure, and essential services. The assessment noted that over half of those living in flooded areas were already facing multiple vulnerabilities before the cyclone, including unstable income, high debt, and limited capacity to cope with disasters. The central and southern hill country was hit by multiple landslides, around 1,200 in the estimation of the UNDP, with districts such as Kandy, Nuwara and Badulla recording high death tolls. In Nandika Kumari's village in Kandy district, several homes were crushed in landslips. Nandika Kumari works as a housemaid in Colombo to support her family. 2 weeks after being displaced, families like hers are unsure of when and where they might relocate or how they will build new homes.
கொழும்புல வீட்டு ஹவுஸ்மேன் மாதிரி தான் வேலை செய்கிறது. புது வேலை வீடு ஒன்று இதாகி போகத்தான் சொல்கிறது.
ஆனால் அது எப்போன்னு இன்னும் தெரியலை.
நம்மளுக்கு தெரியலை அது எப்போ செஞ்சு கொடுக்குமோ எப்போ போகணுமோன்ட்டு நம்மளுக்கு தெரியலை. இந்த கூலிக்கு சரி வீடு எடுக்க போகத்தான் சொல்கிறது. ஆனால் அப்படி போகிறதுக்கு நம்மளுக்கு அவ்வளோ வசதி இல்லை. என்ன பண்ணுறதுன்ட்டு மனசு கவலை தான் இங்கேயும் வந்து இருக்கிறது.
Scores of families from the historically marginalized and exploited Malayaha Tamil community have been badly affected. Many live and work on tea and rubber estates in these areas. While the labor of the estate workers, mostly women, is central to Sri Lanka's export-oriented economy, their struggle for fair wages, decent housing, land rights and basic infrastructure has persisted for decades.
நிறைய பிரச்சனை இருக்குது. ரோடு பாதிப்பு இருக்குது. நிறைய வீடுகள் சேதம் அடைஞ்சிருக்கு. தண்ணி வந்திருக்குது. எங்களோட வீடெல்லாம் தண்ணி வந்து தான் இருக்குது. ரோட்டில் எல்லாம் போக இயலாது. கல்லெல்லாம் பிறண்டு வந்து லாயத்து வீடுகளும் ரொம்ப பாதிக்கப்பட்டிருக்கிறாங்க. நிறைய பேர் வீட்டுகளை விட்டுட்டு போயிட்டாங்க. மண் சரிவு இருக்குதுன்னு சொல்லி கிராம சேவைக்கையை போக சொல்லியிருக்கிறாங்க. நிறைய பேர் போயிட்டாங்க. முந்தி கொடுத்தாங்க எங்களுக்கு 1350 ரூபா. அந்த ரணில் விக்ரமசிங்க அவர் சொன்னார் 1750 ரூபா தாரம்னு சொல்லி கொட்டக்கரையில் வச்சு. இதுவரையிலும் அந்த கூட்டி கொடுத்த சம்பளம் நான் கொடுக்கல. எங்களுக்கு 1350 ரூபா தான் கொடுக்குறாங்க.
In the most recent budget, President Anura Kumara Dissanayaka has said that the government would top up daily wages of estate workers by 200 Sri Lankan rupees, and workers are hoping that the raise will reflect beginning January 2026. President Dissanayake recently instructed officials to give top priority to restoring the livelihoods of communities affected by the disaster, his office said in a statement. He emphasized the need to expedite compensation payments for damages and to take immediate measures to revive the agriculture, fisheries, and industrial sectors. Going forward, Sri Lanka will need substantial aid to recover from this climate shock. Activists also say that the government must recast its ongoing program with the International Monetary Fund to regain some fiscal space to support the worst affected communities. The Dissanayake administration has meanwhile sought a $200 million rapid financing instrument from the fund. The United Nations is also set to mobilize $35 million in grants over the next 4 years to help rebuild the cyclone-hit island. Even as the full extent of the damage is still being assessed, the road to recovery for Sri Lanka is likely to be long and difficult.